My partner and I are out for dinner at a local pizzeria. This is our second pizza themed question.
Listen, sometimes I put together a question list when I'm hungry. Okay, we don't need to identify that.
Okay, so the place is somewhat trendy and caters to young, hip clientele. We've already ordered, and we're told it might be a 30-minute wait. The people at the table next to us just left, leaving behind 3 untouched slices of pepperoni pizza.
No! Next question. No. Next question.
My partner and I are both quite hungry. It's a busy night. We would almost certainly be seen by other diners if we went for it. Should we grab the pizza before someone comes to clear the table? And that's from Pining for Pizza in Little Rock. And they have decided to solve this immediate problem by sending an email to a weekly podcast, and I salute you for that.
Now, first and foremost, I want to go ahead and get out of the way. Food waste is a real issue in our country.
Thank you. Yes,
that is a
Travis.
point. Why is it
Griffin's
weird to eat that pizza that no one else is going to take on the table? It's not suddenly like if they were still sitting there and they picked, like the people who are at that table picked up one of those 3 slices, no one else in the restaurant would be like, ew. But if you reach across a 2-foot gap to grab that piece of pizza, you're a monster.
You have to assume. Okay, I want to take the social thing out of it. Everyone is always assuming that they're fucking up. And everyone also assumes, the assumption that everyone makes is that everyone else knows what they're doing. And it's a faulty supposition, but it's one we're constantly making on a subconscious basis. You have to work extremely hard to make people think you don't know what you're doing. If you walk over and you pick up some za off a table that was abandoned by some other people, everyone will just assume it was agreed upon beforehand.
Yeah.
Like they texted you, they're your cousin. It could be anything. Everyone will just take that aspect out of it. So then we're left with like a hygiene question, right? That I think is more debatable.
No, I mean, hygiene's not a question for me. Hygiene's not a question. This is good pizza, folks. This is good pizza, folks. It's not like they slobbered all over it. Maybe they did, but you got to just sort of play the odds when you're doing stuff like this. Food waste is a problem, Travis. Yes, and we're all basically already a bunch of just dirty dogs. So
yeah.
Just go for it. Go for it. Go eat this. And if somebody gets on you, just like throw them a newspaper and say we're all already dirty dogs. So it doesn't. It really doesn't matter anymore.
Are you throwing the newspaper in like a fetch kind of way?
It can be a joke like that, yeah. But they do need to read it and then read it front to back. And I don't know where you live, but you're gonna make it to the end of that newspaper and be like, well, damn, we're all dirty dogs. So it doesn't matter if you eat the scraps, does it?
Well, I think the only concern would be that you might get asked to leave the restaurant. But I also don't think anyone working at the restaurant would want to do that. Like, they'd have to walk over and say, did you eat the pizza off that table? And you would say, no. And they would say, okay. And then they'd leave you alone because that is as much confrontation as any human being ever wants.
Now, unless sorry, I gave you the window.
Oh, unless
Justin, you still there? You gotta leave. You can't leave me with unsatisfied. Unless they wanted to eat that pizza in the secret back.
That is the thing.
That's the thing. Juice, when you worked at the OG,
I did.
Were you snarfing down soup, salad, bread bowl, breadstick, whatever?
I got hired at the OG as a dishwasher.
So yes,
and I went back to meet the man who would be training me. I watched him pick up a cup of minestrone off a plate and fucking jam it like a shooter.
I think.
And then he asked, "What department are you working in?" And I said, "I'm a line chef."
Yes,
because I couldn't study under this man, even though I celebrate him.
Yeah.
For that, I couldn't live up to this person, so I lied and said I'd been hired as a chef.
Yeah,
and that's how I got to be a chef at the Olive Garden. That anecdote I've told probably 30 times.
Yes.
I've never gotten more than a polite chuckle. But I submit that if I did become a chef in my life, after that, it would be an extremely good story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just saying the value of the story is diminished because I worked there for a month and quit because I was tired of stinking of garlic.
You smelled so bad. You smelled like fucking Van Helsing. You smelled so much of the garlic.
I would like to pitch a new idea. I recently, while in San Diego, went to a breakfast place and I got some pancakes. And as is always the case, they brought me 3 huge Flappy Jacks and I only wanted one. And I kept thinking I should have asked around first to see if anyone around me was thinking of ordering the same pancakes. And I could have just ride shared these pancakes with people sitting around me and said I only want one of these 3. Does anybody else just want to go ahead and eat one of the other ones? And then I don't have to feel bad about ordering them. I'm saying maybe we ride share pancakes from now on. And pizza too, something that comes in easily dividable. Let's hey, when you're here, your family, let's treat it like family and share fucking pancakes and pizza. But just that.